Please still make Extinction stories.
Man, I miss the old
Going
you.
away
Dude,
from
you had a
Ark
winning
doesn't get
recipe,
me,
and
'cause I
you
don't
randomly
live
went and
Ark
switched the
survival
channels up for
evolved.
no good reason.
You got money from donators. Where's the episodes?
Is this still happening?
I know what you're thinking. Why am I looking like Caillou, or Lex Luthor, or like I'm about to join the military after a really bad breakup? My lack of hair aside, you've probably seen the title of this video, and you've probably been looking for some answers for the past year or so as to what happened to my channel, and I'm here to explain. It's about time that you guys got some answers, because I know that I'm sure a lot of you haven't forgotten about the projects that I announced as early as like a year ago. And so I want to go over all of those and just kind of rip the band-aid off and explain why it's completely my fault and what I'm going to do to make sure that it never happens again. The fan-made horror series set in the Ark IP, Frozen Seed, is canceled. All of the money that was raised in the GoFundMe is being refunded to everyone who donated, so that should be going through within the next 5 days, and I'll keep you guys updated on that. Our remaster of Ark the Survival Stories, Ark Ascended Stories, is canceled. The creature that I've been working on for about 4 or 5 months is put on hold, not quite canceled, because a lot of work went into it and I really love it, and at some point we may be able to pass it on to someone else who can finish it up. NeddyBite, the second channel in the entire Dossier series, ends after this one last video, after a very lengthy production, and those are kind of the main announcements here. So I know what a lot of you are thinking. Why? I've read your comments. I get a lot of them regarding Ark and kind of where the Ark stuff is. And by the end of the Survival Stories, this channel had a lot going for it. 4 years of really just being centered on Ark content, a loyal fan base. Many of you have been so generous and just the most kind viewers I could ever ask for. And for some of you, hearing the cancellation of these projects is probably disappointing and frustrating, and for that I'm sorry. So why did I start these projects? Why am I canceling them? Why did I slowly stop covering Ark? And what the hell are we gonna do now? To answer the first question, let's rewind a little bit back to a time I'm sure you remember, the launch of Ark Survival Ascended. Everyone in the community was agitated or excited or some combination of both. It was an exciting time, for better or for worse, back in October of 2023. But for me, in my little corner of YouTube, I started to have some really big ideas. I got really sick around this time and actually dropped out of college, using my illness as an excuse more than anything. The whole time that I'd built up this Ark channel with your help, I had been studying in school, all those 4 years. And that degree was only a few months away from being finished before I kind of threw it all away, even though I can go back and finish it up in a semester. But I dropped out because I wanted to do big things. I thought I was ready to make stuff for you guys, like Frozen Seed, the Ascended Stories, and all this other Ark content, while at the same time realizing a new avenue for growth for the channel, that being telling the stories of other games. I thought I could do all of it, but what happens when you try and hold too many things at once? You drop them all. So why am I canceling so many of these projects? While 2024 was a good year, near the second half of the year, I realized I'd kind of bit off more than I could chew. I got arrogant. I was focusing on too many things at once. All the Ark projects, as well as the Story Explained videos covering new games, and then I started doing these high budget commissions for clients like Granty and even mod trailers. It all meant that I was not able to put my full attention on the Ark projects that I had promised you guys. At some point over Christmas break last December, I kind of just snapped. I realized how bad I messed up, how much I took on, and how much I was disappointing all of you as a result of my arrogance. And I shaved my head. I know it sounds stupid. I just needed a reminder to be able to reach up and feel, to make sure that I would never make the same mistakes again, and to make sure that I remembered what to do to correct them. And speaking of mistakes, that brings us to one of the big questions. Why am I leaving Ark? Like probably many of you, I've been in the Ark community for a while. And just like you, I've seen a lot of Ark creators leave. The one commonality among pretty much all of them was often that they didn't leave much of an explanation. Either they just move on to other content like Anthomnia, or they quit YouTube altogether to go live on a boat. I really hope Slipgator is living his best life. On the other hand, you could be like Naked Zombo and go radio silent to the point that everyone thinks you're dead, only to then rebirth yourself on TikTok under a different name. Leaving a community might be easier for some more than others, but for me, it feels like getting my heart ripped out. Ark has meant so much to me, not because of the franchise, the content itself, but the camaraderie of the community that surrounded it. All of you made me who I am today. The many fans of the game or the stuff I've made, or the many developers I've had the honor of speaking with, especially you, Chris. That new Helena model is looking way better than the last one, by the way. But enough with the sappy shit. Why am I leaving, really? To be honest, over the past 2 years, I've been increasingly interested in the technical side of games. And to save you from me just kind of ranting about it, simply put, I just really like making cinematic stuff in Unreal 5. I like it so much that I've been exploring as many ways as I can to provide my services to other companies or creators, pretty much anyone that will work with me. And as I became increasingly obsessed with this kind of work, I fell more and more out of touch and out of love with Ark as a franchise. When I was in college, Ark was my escape. It was my little obsession, still, something I worshipped since I was a kid. I touted the good with an iron fist and yapped about the bad with the most clickbaity videos I could muster. The direction that the Ark franchise has taken is clearly not making people happy. That's really the understatement of the year. I mean, look, Ark Aquatica? Really, Stale? A 5th grader could do a better job making the fucking trailer, dude. But, see, there you go. A piece of me still feels some type of way about Ark. But it's no longer my primary obsession. Whether that's due to the fact that people just change, or the continued degradation of the franchise due to terrible leaders like Mr. Shi, it is what it is. And what it means for me is that I've decided to stop making videos on Ark altogether. Before you click off though, annoyed at that fact that once again another Ark creator has moved on to greener and presumably higher frame rate pastures. Actually, never mind, most games are made in Unreal 5. I need you to hear this. There's this kid that's really obsessed with Ark lore. He's a fucking nerd. And he's busting his ass to really cover Ark lore now that I'm kind of leaving this gap. His name is NanoStel. I've known this little shit for about 4 years, and while he is covering Ark, and you should go check him out, subscribe to him, support him, show him what the Ark community does best, please understand this. He's not me. He's not trying to be me. He's a totally different person, just someone that shares an obsession that I've held for a very long time. If you support him, do so for him, not me.
You see, Santiago is a name of Hebrew and Spanish origin that means supplanter.
But with that said, I have one last truth to give you. What the hell am I doing next? I mean, look at this channel. You got a video that did 500,000 views, then one that did 2,000, then back to 100,000. I mean, what the fuck? What's happening, right? Probably looks really weird. Well, for the last year, I've been exploring kind of telling the stories of other games, because as it turns out, it also makes money, which means that I can continue doing this as a job and even employ people like the gremlin that works in my studio from 9 to 3. You gotta make the sound. Louder. Yeah, there you go. But in learning this new landscape, we're making mistakes all the time, largely in gauging what people are interested in. Sometimes we're late to a game, sometimes we decide to cover a game that people just don't care about when it comes to lore, but we're doing our best and always trying to just take ownership and learn and grow and get better at what we do. That's about all there is to it. I was planning on making this announcement video in a few weeks, but I just couldn't bear it any longer. I wanted you all to know the truth, and I wanted you to be able to move on. If this is your last stop and you're not interested in any of the story videos of other games, that's okay. I don't blame you. You came here for Ark, and I'm not doing Ark anymore. So whatever you do, it's up to you. I just want to thank you all, every one of you that came from Ark, or if you somehow found this video from any of my recent videos, you're probably really confused. But just all of you, thank you for everything, for letting me do this and have a company. It's all thanks to you guys. That's just the truth. The next time I talk to you, it will be from behind the mask of this entity. And thank you so much for watching. Bye, everyone.